This is Kevin from Coinery. I'm going to be making a size 8 Georgia quarter ring, copper clad. So let's just get started. So punching a hole in the coin, half-inch hole with my punch. Half-inch punch. Too loud. There's the center punch, the peach, Georgia peach. It's got a little sharp edge there on the inside, so we're going to take that down with a deburring tool. The reason we do that is when I start stretching it, if there's like a little crack or something in the radius there, it might extrude and, split the coin, the ring, and it's not what we want. Before we start stretching, we're gonna anneal, make the metal a little softer. Alright, next we're gonna go to this 1-ton arbor press, use a doming block, stick it on there. I believe that's a 3/4 inch, maybe 7/8 inch Delrin ball bearing. So start doming it. That gives it that shape right there before we start getting to the 17-degree die, which is that one right there. Before we can stick it onto the ring expander. Looks like there. Georgia right there. Sand down that cut edge again. Let's anneal before we start opening it up. Off a little bit. Let's start expanding. A little paper towel around it to preserve a little bit of the detail. always expand it to where the coin fits the mandrel, and then you start flipping it over every single time, just so you don't start overworking the coin to where it cracks. You're going to get it to a certain point where you can re-anneal it. See, we're about 9.5. That's probably good enough. And then we'll start taking it back down. First, we're going to anneal. I find annealing works, you have to do it pretty often when you're reducing the diameter, or else it just kind of starts to walk on you. So, we're going to be using a portion down there. It's got a little disc with all these, I believe it's 17-degree dies. Helps you reduce the diameter of the ring. Okay. I use candle wax, not real fancy, but it does the job. About 8.5. It's starting to come along okay. About 8.25, so just a little bit more, and then start finishing it off. Couple more. So when I expand the rings, I like to go a little bit oversized. That way, when you reduce it, it kind of gets rid of this lip here on the outside. It forces it to the inside of the ring, and then you can kind of shave it off. I think it makes it look better. It's a little more comfortable. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Okay, about 7 3/4. I think that'll probably be good. Once we shave the inside down. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's anneal it again. Shave it down, and we'll finish it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but on the inside there's this little lip. We're gonna get rid of that with this deburring tool. It's got a sharp edge. You can go right hand or left hand, well, mostly right hand, but a little sharp edge on it. when you finish a ring, I always pick at it, my finger, to see if I can feel a little edge. I want to go down and keep shaving off until I get rid of that little lip right there. Okay, and then you will sand it with some 220 sandpaper, kind of smooth it off. Almost there. Okay, feels good. Sand it down just a little bit. And I always get the cut edge down again one more time. Right, so the edge opposite the reeded edge. Inside of it, so it's nice and smooth and comfortable. Okay, looks good. So I do two types of finishing on these rings. I usually the fire scale on, especially on the clad ones, with some detail. That way it leaves this dark area of the fire scale, and then sand down the high points with some 4/0 steel wool, and then looks pretty good. Okay, that's what it looks like before finishing. Okay, and use a little bit of 4/0 steel wool. It's very fine, shouldn't leave any scratches. And all you're doing is taking down the high points on it, so very lightly. Just taking it down. You can see it starting to come through. So not a lot of pressure. You can see it's starting to come up a little bit, hopefully. There we go. This will give it a little bit of an antique look. And I particularly like the Georgia ones because there's a lot of detail on these. I think the rings look really nice. Okay. That's there on the outside. On the inside, just kind of hit it pretty aggressively just to get a lot of that fire scale off, because when you do wear a ring with that fire scale in it, it will turn your finger black for a little bit. So it wears off. And if you want to mitigate that, you just take a little bit of fingernail polish and coat the inside and the outside of it. That should preserve that detail quite a bit for a long time. Get that Parvis unum in there. Okay. And for anybody who has these rings, you get a copper clad ring that has this antique look with the fire scale. If it does wear off, this is the process for basically putting it back on. You take a propane torch, heat it up, quench it in the water, and then take some 4-aught steel wool and refinish it. And it should be just like new. Maybe I should make that as a separate video on this. Trade secret. Okay, so inside United States of America, $4 in there, you should be able to see it. Wipe this off real quick. So let's see the detail here. 1999, the Georgia there. It's really nice detail. Okay, and I usually wash it off with some dish soap, usually Dawn, and usually keeps it nice and clean. Get all the grime off of it. See it right there. Georgia, size 8/4, size 8 ring. Oh. Right there. All right, well, this is Kevin with Coinery. Thanks for watching. I'll put the link to my Etsy site in the description, and see you later.